And here we go. We are now joined by the winner of today's Quaker State 400 here at Kentucky Speedway, Cole Custer, who just got his first career NASCAR Cup Series win. Cole, why don't you just take us through that final restart and your win for us?
Man, so, honestly, I just knew I had to get to the top, and I knew I didn't want to get put three wide. My spotter, Andy Houston, did a great job of making sure, he kept me in the right spots and everything. And those few race starts before, I had gone to the top before, and it worked out really good, and you're able to keep so much momentum up. So I was like, I just got to get to the top here, and we'll see what happens. And the 4 and the 19 got together, and it kind of opened a door for me to get a lot of momentum on them. And it played into our favor. So, we just had an unbelievable car all day. Honestly, that was the best car I think I've driven in a long time. It's just, we kind of mired in traffic the whole day, starting in the back. So once we got to the front, you just got to take advantage of it.
Awesome. Well, we're going to open up to questions for you, Cole. We are going to start with Bob Pockers.
Yeah, Cole, when you look back on your career the last couple of years, is there a moment that you feel like gave you the confidence to know that you could make this move and win this race?
Oh, man. It just goes down to probably the Truck Series, honestly. I think, our restarts are very similar to the Truck Series. You just got to keep momentum up. You got to try and make three wide moves. And I think that's just what you kind of got to base it off of. But overall, it's a combination of everything that you've learned throughout your career of trying to time the restarts right, trying to get momentum on people and get to their outside. And just, once you're up front, you got to take advantage of it. And I think we did that today. It's just unbelievable. I just came into this race, hoping to get a solid finish and get us pointed in the right direction, going towards the playoffs, and to come out of it winning is just unimaginable.
Thank you.
Next, we'll go to Jordan Bianchi.
Cole, the easy narrative is that this was a surprise and came out of nowhere. But if you look at the results lately, your speed, you guys have been pretty good lately, coming off a top 5 last week at Indianapolis. Are you really all that surprised that this came now this soon?
I'm surprised, yes.
Okay, fair enough.
It was, we have definitely done a lot better job these last few weeks. We've started putting the whole picture together and trying to, you got to just have the whole thing working together, whether it's pit stops and restarts or me doing my job or having the car perfectly right. And when you're just a little bit off in this series, you're going to pay for it big time. So you can't be off in one area too much. So it's just, you got to perfect all those areas and work at it. And it's, a lot of days of when your eyes are sore trying to look at film and trying to figure everything out, but it's just trying to put the whole picture together. And I think we still have ways to go. We still have things that we can do a lot better for sure. But I think we're to the point now where we can race with these guys and we can take advantage of it when we're near the front.
Thank you.
Next, we're going to go to Jim Utter.
Congrats, Cole. Sort of along those lines, has it been any more difficult so far this year with the special circumstances of not having practice or qualifying and basically you having to sort of learn just from race to race experience?
Yeah, you don't want to make too many excuses or anything. I think there's things that I could have done a lot better, honestly, in these races. But at the same time, like you said, with no practice and no qualifying and you don't get the test, it's kind of, you don't know what to expect as a rookie. So you're kind of going in there with some ideas of what to expect, but until you get a real feel for the car, you're just kind of guessing. Really. So, you can look at as much data or as much film as you want, but when you don't have the feel for it or what these guys are actually doing when they're out there, it's kind of tough. But I think it's just a matter of once you get a feel for the cars, you're able to adapt during the races a lot better.
And not only did you get to qualify with your win today, but you get to skip the open and go straight to the main event on Wednesday night. You mentioned it on television, but what kind of opportunity is that for you and this team?
It's unbelievable. I was kind of nervous going into Bristol. Trying to make it into the All-Star race, it's not easy. There's a lot of good guys that are probably not going to make the race. So to be in the All-Star race right now takes a lot of stress off, and who knows, maybe we go win the $1 million. I thought we were pretty solid at Bristol before. We ended up getting wrecked, but we always obviously have a lot of confidence now in what we're doing. So just got to keep it going.
Thank you very much.
Next, we'll go to Lee Spencer.
Congratulations, neighbor.
I appreciate it.
Um, just kind of curious, Kevin Harvick has been a huge help to you, and I'm not taking anything away about what you've been able to accomplish, but how much has it helped to have him mentor you, particularly since you've lost all opportunity to test and practice this season?
He's been huge. I mean, even in Xfinity, I pretty much talked to him, especially my rookie year, every single race, trying to get an idea of what to expect and what things he's looking for going into it and things like that. And it just kind of gives you a basic idea of the big picture of what you want to do going into the race, I guess. And even the days like today where the track is, you don't know what to expect and it's kind of just a guessing game. And you call him and he's like, yeah, I don't really know what to expect either. But it kind of gives you at least confidence that we're all kind of confused. So I don't think anybody really knows exactly what they're doing, but I think Kevin's obviously one of the best out there, and he knows better than anybody what he wants to do when he gets to the track. And being able to talk to him and all my teammates at SHR has been a huge help.
Thanks for your time. Enjoy this first win, bud.
Thank you.
Next, we're going to go to Kelly Crandall.
Thank you. Hey, Cole, congratulations. Two things. First off, on that final restart, when you get to the outside in turns 1 and 2, what are you thinking going on the backstretch as the seas start to part? Essentially, you have the momentum for coming to the white flag, and then I have a follow-up.
I just wanted to start yelling, honestly, but I was like, man, I got to wait till I get to the start-finish line because I'll jinx this thing. So at that point, I kind of knew I had it. I mean, I thought I had it, but it was just like any racers, I think, were a little bit superstitious, so you got to wait to the end.
And then my second question being, you kind of talked the other day about what an adjustment it's been coming to the Cup Series. Can you talk more on adjusting to this package, the Aero package, because it is different than what you had been running the last couple of years in Xfinity, and how much you've had to learn momentum and what this car can do?
Yeah, I mean, they just the handling and how they are in traffic is completely different, a lot harder, not ideal, but it's definitely, it's just you have completely different throttle from when you're in clean air to where you're in dirty air and how you want to work the throttle. And there's so many competitive cars, how you want to, keep your momentum up, and you want to make sure that you don't get freight trained. And it's just, you make one bad mistake and 5 guys are blowing past you. So it's just, you got to get all those things working together. And if you don't, I mean, it's a long day. So it's just trying to figure out all those things of how to keep momentum up and how to work traffic the best.
Next, we'll go to Stephen Conley.
Congratulations on the win, Cole. I've got to ask, 2009 was the last time a rookie had gone to victory lane. What does it mean to you to be able to be the one that breaks that streak and also be the first of what was last year's big 3 from the Xfinity Series to get to victory lane?
Pretty thankful. I mean, I think I'm with an amazing team that stood behind me. I mean, we had some pretty tough races, some really tough races. I mean, it was definitely a learning experience at some of them, but I think we've grown from that, and we've just dug deep into what we want to, how you can get better every single race, and it's just unbelievable to be in this situation right now. And coming into this, you're just trying to gain respect and trying to fit in almost, and trying to kind of just earn the respect of your guys around you and the drivers out there, and to come out of this with a win, I mean, it's just unimaginable.
And you were one when your boss won the Rookie of the Year back in 1999. Have you talked to Tony yet, and what did he have to say?
I haven't talked to him yet. I mean, obviously everything goes pretty fast here. I'm sure I'll talk to him, but he's been unbelievable also. I mean, to have somebody like that I grew up watching on TV as your owner, and that's somebody that is just, I mean, to have somebody like that can give you confidence before a race or pump you up, or have somebody behind you is just unbelievable.
Thanks very much, Cole.
Thank you.
Next, we're going to go to Aaron Bearden.
There you go. Hey, Cole, man, congratulations. You entered today 25th in the points. Now you're locked into the playoffs with that win. What does this do for you in terms of your season, and does it change the way you approach these next 9 weeks building up to the playoffs?
It takes a lot of stress off. I mean, it was definitely really stressful, trying to get we kind of dug ourselves in a hole a little bit, not from wrecking cars or anything, but just from inexperience. I mean, just not knowing what to expect going into the races, not having a feel for the cars, and just I think we started to put the whole picture more kind of together during the races, but it's a matter of I think we've at least gotten to the point now where we can take advantage of things when we're near the front, and it definitely takes a lot of stress off going into the rest of the year, and we can kind of get the monkey off our back and just kind of focus on what's ahead and not second guess ourselves.
Thank you.
Next, we're going to go to Zach Sturniolo.
Someone actually kind of brought up the stat about you being the first rookie to win in a long time here. First, as long as my research checks out here, first rookie to win a non-weather shortened race since Montoya at Sonoma in 2007. How critical is this for your confidence in this series and kind of reassuring yourself that not only can you compete in this series, but win races here?
It's huge. I mean, honestly, you come into this deal and you think, all these guys you've watched on TV for years, you see all the big headlines and everything of when you're growing up, and these guys are like gods to you. But at the end of the day, everybody's the same kind of person. Everybody's just a regular person, and you kind of get used to that. And I think nobody has life all understood or racing all understood. It's kind of just trying to do your best and trying to figure out and manage the best you can going into the weekend. And it just gives you a lot of confidence that you can do it and you can go out there and compete with these guys.
Thank you. Congrats.
Thank you.
And next we'll go to Jeff Magliochetti.
Hi, Cole. Congratulations on the win today. How did it feel to not only get your first win, but to help Mike, your crew chief, get his first win at the Cup level as well, especially considering all you guys have gone through at the Xfinity level?
It's unbelievable. And I think Mike, I think as a crew chief, he's just unbelievable. I mean, I think he's extremely smart. He can honestly relate to a driver a lot. I think, especially a rookie driver, I think he always has your back. He always is calm, and he can honestly help you when he looks at the car and, says like, and I got to look at myself too when he's critiquing me, I guess, but you gotta, I'm able to listen to him and he actually makes sense, even though he's not driving the thing. So he just has a really good understanding. And I think, us and our engineer Davin, he's a huge part of it. Mike and Davin have worked together for the last 5 or 6 years, I think, in the Xfinity series as Davin, the lead engineer. And I think they just have a great understanding. I mean, of, Mike, is kind of big picture leading the ship, and Davin's really good at setting up the cars and finding speed. And I think the combination of the three of us is definitely, we've gotten in a good rhythm of trying to figure out what we want to bring to the racetrack and making sure every box is checked and not leaving any stone unturned.
Awesome. Thanks, Cole. Enjoy it.
Thank you.
Next, we're going to go to Casey Campbell.
Hey, Cole. Congrats on the win, man. I want to ask you about, so far this season, you've won at every level. How has the Cup Series been for you so far this year, and what's the biggest thing you think you've learned throughout these first few races?
Honestly, I mean, just how you work traffic. I think that's the biggest thing. I mean, these cars are so hard to work traffic in. You got to kind of figure out really good how to manage, being on the bottom of someone well to keep your momentum up, how to manage dirty air the best you can, and how on restarts to kind of get in front of the dirty air, and how to, keep your momentum up in traffic. I mean, that's the whole deal. And it's not easy because the dirty air is so bad, and it's just a matter of sometimes it's circumstantial. But I think it's just you got to take advantage of it when those opportunities arise that are good.
Your thoughts on the choose cone?
I don't know. It should be all right, I guess. I mean, it should be interesting. It's going to put the drivers more in the hands, where we can kind of make decisions. And I think it's going to make it a little interesting, especially at tracks where you have really one dominant lane. But who knows going into that one? I mean, it's going to be trying to figure out, how much risk you want to take, I guess. I mean, which lane's been really good? How even are they? And it's going to change throughout the race, which lane you want to take.
All right. Thanks, Cole. Congrats, man.
Thank you.
And we're going to wrap up with our last question from Sterling Siemens.
First of all, Cole, congrats on the win today. The question I got to ask is, now with this win that you have, you're locked into the All-Star race this Wednesday at Bristol. I mean, you'll be racing alongside basically the best in the sport right now. Does this win and you now being in the All-Star race automatically change the way that you and your team approaches the race at Bristol on Wednesday?
It takes a lot of stress off, honestly. I mean, I think it's just a matter of now we can go in there and, you know, just race hard. And I think, you know, we understand the 750 package is pretty close to what the Xfinity cars were. So we have more confidence going into those races, you know, and what we do and, you know, how I drive the cars and things like that. So this win definitely gives you the idea of that you can compete with these guys and that you can go out there and race with them. And it's there's still things that you got to make sure that you do right going into the weekend, and you can't just get lazy, but it's just a matter of you can bring some confidence into it now and not second guess yourself.
Thanks, Cole. Congrats.
Thank you.
All right, cool. Well, thanks for joining us today. Congratulations, and have a lot of fun at Bristol on Wednesday night.
I appreciate it. Hopefully I make it there.
All right, thanks, Cole. You're all set. You're all set, Cole. You can head out. All right, everyone. Well, just a reminder that the video and audio and transcripts from today's teleconference will be available on NASCARmedia.com later this evening. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you guys all on Wednesday.